They're kind of led by their freshman class in terms of points and things like that. They had an outstanding group come in. A lot of players from Minnesota that that we were certainly very familiar with, and just looking at their lineup from their previous game, their top line were all freshmen, and they're leading their team in scoring. So they definitely brought in some really talented players. They picked up Cal Frank from Mankato, a transfer goalie. So again, Joel does a really good job. So yeah, it's going to be another hard-fought series. Both teams are certainly want to start clawing their way up. So it'll be a good series.
Obviously, a really great opportunity for the girls to go out there and put up some points. Just what does it take to kind of get over that hump and come back to the do?
Yeah, you know what? It's an interesting question. Certainly, we're not going to necessarily change our approach. The last thing we want to do is say this is a do or die series. We need to, if things don't go our way, is that it? We can't take that approach. Believe it or not, despite the scores on the weekend, there were times when we played some really good hockey. Saturday in particular, we came in after the first period, we're down 5-0. It just didn't feel like that in terms of how we played. We definitely created some really, really good chances. Again, as you like to call it, Jared, the World Line, they had a really good weekend, and not just the three that they scored, but Kate could have had a hat trick herself on Friday with the opportunities she had. So it's things that if we can continue to play, obviously we got to shore up our end. I think you talk to either Ab or Yeva, they're going to tell you they didn't feel that they played their best. But again, we just have to continue to do those things that are going to allow us to be successful. And the goal that Kate scored was a great example of one of those things that we've been working out really, really hard on it. Both Sarah and Amber just talking a lot about it. If you noticed, Gino did not drive the net. She drove the dot lane, and that created the opportunity for Tally to get her the puck, and then she makes a great pass to Kate to finish. So, again, worked on it, and to see it, see them producing it in the game was really, really neat. So, but we need more of that. We need more of that from other people and other lines. And, again, the group's got a really good frame of mind, and we're looking forward to the weekend.
Talk about with those three World girls. Two of them are freshmen. There's a learning curve to joining college hockey. Now it seems like they're starting to get their footing under them. And that confidence is almost lifting that whole lineup, and it paid off this weekend. Just for you as a coach, talk about how fulfilling it is to see those players start to live up to that potential.
Yeah, no question. I think you're spot on there in terms of getting their feet under them, having had the experience. And we talked about that on the bus prior to Friday's games. Every game, every experience that they've had leading up to this weekend has prepared them. And so, we knew they were good hockey players. You're not gonna produce the way they did throughout their high school and not have good IQ, good a certain skill level. I think for Tally it took a little bit longer. I think she'd be the first to admit that the size and strength and the speed of the players was an adjustment. I think Kate's really, really, has been pretty consistent. She hasn't had the results in terms of goals, but she's been one of our most consistent forwards. And again, just the play she made on the goal Saturday with Gino was just a great example of what I'm talking about. She gets the puck, she buys herself some time in the neutral zone just by moving a little bit to the laterally, which allows Gino to catch up to the play, and then she cuts to the middle and then makes a great pass and has the goal for defense back on her heels, and Gino finishes. So again, she just didn't go flying straight at her. She took her time, read the play, made it a great hockey play, and results as a goal. So, but yeah, it's to see them produce like they did. It was great, and I'd love to see them do it a lot more this weekend.
I think there's also a sense too where it's just an assumption that a group of two or three girls come from the same school that they automatically have chemistry, but that's not always the case. So do you see that chemistry that maybe started before they came to the Bemidji State?
I know those three played together Gino's senior year, and again, very, very productive. I had a big year. I think, I don't think they won the state championship that year. I think they may have got beat in the final by Hermantown. But again, they're used to playing together. And then Kate and Tally played together pretty much all last year. And you can definitely see those two when we were doing whether it's a small area game or a 4-on-4, or a 3-on-3, you could just see that they have that sense of where the other player is going to be, and they kind of read off each other. So it's we had them work together earlier, and then they work together. Now the last few weeks they've been together, and you can see it in practice, just the way that they play off each other, the way that they communicate, and it's now you're starting to see it in games. You're starting to see that production. So hopefully again, like we can see some more of it this weekend.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I mean, I've known Talia since I was like 8, and it was always a dream, like, oh, like we could play together. And then I guess we never really believed it would happen in college, but it's pretty cool to be able to play with her and Gino now.
Yeah, and you guys have both gotten your first career goal, kind of together on the ice. Just talk about those moments and how special it is.
Yeah, it's been super exciting, especially to do it with her. I mean, getting a first goal has definitely been a challenge for both of us, so it was good to get that off.
What's been the biggest adjustment going from high school to college in this place now?
I think just the pace of it. I mean, high school is a lot slower compared to this level, especially in the WCHA.
Was there ever like a wake-up call moment that's like, oh man, I didn't necessarily expect that?
I mean, I'd just say like the first game, like WCHA game, it was just so much faster than what we've been used to.
Was that something that appealed to you when you were, picking colleges? It was like, man, this is the top league and playing that top league. Like, was that a goal of yours?
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to have a challenge and like something to drive forward to.
And obviously, Warroad is such a successful program for, you won a lot of games there. Is it tougher, just how much tougher is it to win games at the college level than it was for you guys in high school?
Yeah, I mean, Warroad, we always were pretty good. I mean, we didn't have too much competition unless it was like AA, so winning those games, it wasn't as hard as coming into here, and like just getting a goal is hard compared to high school where it's like 5 goals is not that difficult.
And after a 3-point weekend for your line, is that something that you guys kind of build on going into this weekend in St. Thomas?
For sure, I think we built some confidence as a line. We finally started clicking, passes were going to the tape, so it will continue.